And big up everybody and welcome back to B.M.G.T. My name's Philly2109 and yeah, we're going to talk about some of the movies that I've watched this week so we can catch up because it's been a while since I've been on and B.M.T.'s been on. Please excuse the music. We're still working that one out on the kinks out on Restream, but we will be getting there. Just give us some time. But first and foremost, let's talk about what movies I've been watching because that's what we all come to see. And I'm just going to be real with you. I've watched these movies, and this is just my opinion. You might differ from my opinion if you watch these films. So please feel free to leave your comments down below. Give me your interpretation of how you anticipated these movies, because I want to challenge myself and see how far I can go. But I need to have a good debate about what people like in their films, because that's the recipe of life. I think is that you can actually just be yourself, and being yourself, yeah, allows you to be free. You don't have to think of something on the spot. You just have to just be yourself. Now, first movie I'm going to refer to back, because we did this show back in the year where we looked into movies and what we would like, and obviously, yeah, we didn't do Scream 7, and that was awful. But the first movie I'm going to review is in a big year where we have loads and loads of comic book and video games going into movies. We're going to start off with Super Mario Bros. Or Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is I watched yesterday. And oh my word. I watched the first one, yeah, and the first one I actually did enjoy. There were moments in the first one where you can see the character development with like Mario and his father and living up to his um representation of his dad. And you could see how he was devoted to Luigi and he would look for Luigi everywhere. And so that's what made the first one enjoyable, the interactions and how Mario got into the Mushroom Kingdom, how he met Princess, let me say this, Princess Peach, and the development of Toad, because Toad was one of the best characters in that, and I'd always enjoyed Toad as a growing up, because when I was growing up, we had the Super Mario Bros. The TV show, and now we get to see it live stream. I enjoyed Toad even more. But like I say, the first one was enjoyable. There were things that I really did enjoy in the first one. Like I say, the character development of Mario, from being in the letdown to rising up as a hero. And the moment of truth where he's fighting Bowser and he's by the waste cans and he's thinking, what do I do? Do I make a move or do I? And he chooses to be the hero. But I'm going to say Super Mario Galaxy 2 was a letdown for me. I fell asleep half an hour in, I can't lie. It starts off where we had the development of Mario in the first one, but the second one seems to be the development of Princess Peach and her basically galaxy questing to try and save the princess of stars. And I do like the development between Bowser and young Bowser, because he actually reflects, and there's a part where he becomes big where he's talking to Mario and he goes, I'm a letdown to my son. So that development storyline was very, very good, I think. But where I think it let it down was the story behind it, not just that one, but the main story behind it. And I know it's grossing mega millions, 373 billion in the first week here, but I think there should be more to it than that. And I think they just rushed out the Super Mario movie because they've got Sonic, you got Sonic on its way coming in the end of the year. So for me, it was a letdown. But what is your interpretation of the Super Mario Galaxy? Like I say, I want to hear what you've got to say for it. Now, the second one I'm going to talk about is Monarch. Oh, I do enjoy Monarch. Monarch, yeah, is basically where you've got the Marvel productions, like you've got Daredevil, which we will talk about in this episode. For the monsterverse here, Godzilla and King Kong, you have Monarch, and Monarch stars Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt Russell, and it basically fills in from the first Godzilla movie, and we get to see the monsterverse and in between the monsterverse as well, which you got to see in the first one, where Shaw, which is Kurt Russell's character, gets caught in there at the end of the first season. But we do get a lovely visit from Godzilla in that, a couple of times in that series. But like I say, it's well worth watching if you're into kaiju and you're well into Godzilla, or Gojira as I like to call it. And if you're into Kong, but Godzilla's my boy, so what can I say, man, other than that? Now, the big series at the moment in time. I know y'all come to hear my review of the last few episodes, and yeah, it's a kicker this year. Daredevil Born Again. What a season we are having here. What a series we're having here. And if you're into the Netflix series of Daredevil, you're in for a treat. Like I said when I reviewed the first season, there was a lot of in-betweens in the first season because they were caught between two different sets of writers. You had the Disney writers, and then you had the Netflix writers come in basically to save the Disney writers because the Disney writers weren't doing a good series, which we all interpreted the right way, really. But Poindexter in this series, in the last episode, Poindexter starred in it, and the death of Vanessa, which is kind of sad, really, because killing Vanessa off means I don't get no Richard Fisk, and I want Richard Fisk because Richard Fisk, if anyone knows a good Spider-Man villain, is the Rose. And without Vanessa, we might not get the Rose, and that's a storyline I would love to see in a upcoming Spider-Man movie. So here it goes. So that's the sadness in Vanessa's death in the last episode. But like I say, Poindexter has really stood up. We've had a brand new White Tiger in Alea finally, which you saw in the first season. So her character development is going to grow, and she might be a young Avenger later on in the series, which we're hoping to see. Because we already got the at the end of the Marvels, Kate Bishop and Miss Marvel joining up. We might get a bit more of that in the next Spider-Man as well. And like I say, Daredevil has really stood out. I'm looking forward to finally getting to see Jessica Jones in the MCU, and that should happen in this series. And I'm hoping for a lovely visit from Mike Coulter, who stars as Luke Cage, hopefully in this series as well. And I'm hearing that Finn Jones, who played Iron Fist, is also going to be in season 3. So we're looking for a whole new Defenders. And dare I say it, with a whole new Defenders, does that mean we're finally going to get Cloak and Dagger and the Runaways in the MCU? Because if you've watched those series on Seafoam, and by the way, my favorite is out of the two of them was Cloak and Dagger by a mile, then we're going to be in for a treat, because there was connotations in Cloak and Dagger, if people watch that properly, which linked it to Luke Cage and Misty Knight, who also is a hero in MCU, but we've got a lot of character development to go there as well. And with Iron Fist and a Shang-Chi together, could we interestingly see a double act there? But then they've got the Heroes for Hire, Luke Cage and Iron Fist as well to come in. There are so many different avenues that MCU can go down. But I'm liking the fact that with Daredevil coming in, and it's linked to the new Spider-Man movie when that's released later in the year, we're going to be in for one good summer of movies and one good year of movies, I'm hoping for in the end. Now, I'm going to end the broadcast there, but thank you for tuning in. Smash them comments, reflect upon it, watch these films yourself, and give me a review of your take of the film. Now, over and out. Bless up.